AskReddit by not the resident. With the 2020s going down the history as the roaring what the fucks what event wouldn't surprise you if it were to happen now? Jesus Christ actually comes back, miracles and all. Conservatives turn on him for being too liberal. Then reinstate crucifixions. This sounds way too realistic tbh. Contact with aliens, except it's not from above but from the oceans like a B movie. Hey, The Abyss is a solid B+ movie. That we are currently in the bad place. Jason figured it out. The Hunger Games become reality. I volunteer you for tribute. Errand Moo Stampede destroys Mississauga. Mississauga. Whatever. Influencers going in Ukraine to film themselves on the battlefield. I don't know why but I see it coming. I'd be surprised if that isn't happening already. Pigs flying. We already put a genetically modified pig heart into a person. Still got 8 more years. Aliens apologizing for throwing rocks at Earth. The dinosaurs weren't too happy about that one. Land sharks. Candygram. If we the world ran out of a very specific food like apples, peanuts, etc. We run out of apples and doctors take over the world. Yellowstone caldera awakens. Campy Fleggery. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/phlegrian_fields closed bracket has been pretty active for a while now. Fungi zombie apocalypse. Fuck clickers. Price whole bake yam selective pen 9 tub peakant crowd, mass edited with redact dev. It's been a subtle campaign, but effective. Could probably write a whole dissertation on alien life forms and how they've been portrayed in the media in the past decades. From Alf, Mork, Star Trek, E.T., etc. which primarily presents aliens as quirky, endearing and easily identifiable to the significant uptick in current shows that depict aliens as trying to assimilate into human society and altering their appearance to do so. I mean, didn't Hulu run ads for a while flat out saying that they were aliens? What if it's part of the propaganda? Dang, that would make a good sitcom premise for Hulu. Celebrities could start giving their babies plastic surgery and I wouldn't be surprised. I assumed that was already happening. First contact with alien life. I will be so embarrassed if the place is a mess when they arrive. Kids, clean up your rooms. The aliens are coming over for an invasion. Considering how much more powerful James Webb is, I wouldn't be surprised if it were to locate other planets exhibiting signs of life. Now that's a major historical event I would want to be a part of. Edit. Remove the mayor from the historical event. Presidential election. The Rock vs Kid Rock. Chris Rock coming in as an independent. There is a giant rock headed towards Earth. Don't look up. WW4. We're just gonna skip right to it. Nah, we'll skip that one too. Video game devs don't want to have to make WW4 skins. WW5. It really whips the llama's ass. Real life Godzilla. I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet. Somehow, Bin Laden returned. The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Osama bin Laden. Winds of Winter is actually published? Sorry, but this is crazy but slightly possible things in here. Geomagnetic pole reversal. It's a completely natural phenomenon and wouldn't obliterate life on Earth or anything, but the world would be somewhat effing damp, ked for a while until the poles settled. Given how the pandemic has gone, though, I don't think humanity would handle the transition very well. I'm a geophysicist, I've always kinda been low-key worried about this one. Everyone in industry is like it will be fine, it's a quick fix if it ever happens. But when it happens things will be fucked up for a bit. We all find out that we are just some alien kid's 7th grade science project. Science project grade, F. Sociology project grade, B+. Scientology collapses and everyone in it goes to Scientology rehab to get over the trauma. Thus Scientology V2 is born. Either Ireland unites or the UK dissolves. I'd put £50 on both Scotland and Northern Ireland having fucked off by 2030 or at least voted to do so. The moon just fucking disappearing one day. Pitch black nights from now on and no sign of where it ever went, just flung off into space somewhere and gone forever. You know what would freak me out even more? The moon getting damaged. Some terrorist blowing a chunk off of it. I have nightmares like that. World peace. Oh god, that would be a total surprise. The first case of someone using alien civilian accessible drone to commit a major political assassination. Or a mass politically purge using AI algorithms to predict who will commit what crime, Psychopaths Minority Report style. I've been thinking this. We haven't had a good old-fashioned high-profile populist assassination in a long time, we're way overdue. Yellowstone eruption. I always wanted to go to Yellowstone. Maybe it will come to me instead. But seriously, knock on wood, it does not. Solar flare, limited nuclear exchange, first contact, humans back on the moon, set up for first Mars mission. Limited nuclear exchange is unlikely, but it is something of a specter looming over the war with Ukraine. If Putin is crazy or desperate enough. The San Andreas fault finally popping off and leveling California. The Rock wouldn't let that happen. He'd hold the two parts together just long enough to outlast the earthquake, and save his family in the process. First contact. Agreed. Honestly kind of surprised that didn't happen in 2020. Jurassic Park is real and dinosaurs escape captivity from some unknown island in the Pacific. Last year when I was leaving a Walmart, I was walking through the parking lot and I walked by a Jeep with the Jurassic Park logo. Under the logo it said for official use only. Not sure what would qualify as official use. MTV starts playing music videos 24/7. Edit thanks everyone for the awards and updates. Wow. That really would be the end of the world. To quote Salman Rushdie, we are living in the age of anything can happen. Also, aliens. Quicksand finally becomes an issue that the child version of me was preparing for all those many years ago. God or the simulation creators or whatever is pulling the strings created this Reddit post for more ideas on how to fuck with us. This is a choose your own apocalypse book. I've been calling this decade the burning 20s because it feels like the world's on fire, and in some cases it is. God comes down and says, it's pronounced Jod and then goes back up to heaven. All the other answers on this thread are depressing or give me existential crisis vibes. I like what you brought to the table. Cloned woolly mammoths. An antibiotic-resistant superbug that takes out mankind far more effectively than any virus could. Antibiotic resistance wouldn't really turn out like that, unless a whole new bacteria evolved. Mostly we'd just go back to the pre-antibiotic era, which would be bad but probably not civilization ending. That colossal Pacific Northwest earthquake and tsunami that's like 200 years overdue. https://www newiorker.com/magazine/2015/07/20/the-really-big-1. Sharknado. Murder hornets actually cashing in on that check they wrote. The big earthquake that California's been waiting on for the last century. Evidence: what happens after death. The world arguing over the validity of the evidence and what it could mean. Deleted. All of those home car warranty calls completely stop altogether. I quit drugs and stopped disappoint my father. Either a full-scale demonic invasion, or the discovery creation of Godzilla. You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.